And we are live. How's it going, everybody? Back with another session of practice in Unreal Engine 5. While we get to know this process a little bit better. Last week, just kind of went through making this little ball controller that would jump, dash, just in the direction of the camera, and also getting the camera to follow the ball because it's like a physics object. So I guess having a camera follow a physics object like this isn't as just plug and play as it following a character, like a blueprint character. So what I'm wanting to do is maybe get some type of like directional dash that you can hold and like have an arrow point in that direction of where you're going to dash, and then you just kind of go in that way. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to add some more functionality here. So what we've got is it's getting the controller and setting the control rotation. I think this was, I can't remember what the set control rotation was for, actually, now that I'm looking at this. That is interesting. How do I get that back here? Details. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't remember what this was for, the set control rotation. Oh, okay. I remember now. So this was for the but not the pan, the pitch, the angle of the camera looking down on the ball, because without this, watch. So without this, it's just going to be like completely behind the ball and the camera is going to be basically like on the ground. Yeah, see, like that, which you don't want. So by doing this, having the Y set as -30, starts a little bit up like this. Okay. So what I'd like to do is make some type of way, because we already have like a jump dash, just like this. But I'm wondering if it would be neat to have like a controllable little arrow. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I think to start, maybe let's get the arrow set up so we can have a good visualizer of what that looks like. I think there's an arrow component. Yeah, there's an arrow component. Whether it can be displayed yeah, whether it can actually be displayed in the direction of where I want to go, or displayed at all. I don't know if this is like a debug arrow or if this is an arrow that I can actually show. Yeah, because I don't actually see an arrow in the game itself. Maybe that's something that I have to turn on. We got visible, hidden in game. Okay, so that's what I was looking for. Just trying to get that out of there. And I guess it could be centered. I feel like it's probably going to be much easier to rotate it if it's centered like this. I'd like if it was kind of floating. Oh, I could make another pivot point in the center of the ball. Or I have to parent it. No, I don't think so. I don't like the motion blur that's happening here either. I don't like the heavy motion blur on the ball. That's something that I would like to avoid or turn off. I don't know if that's just motion blur that would just need to be disabled in the game entirely. Can I disable motion blur just on certain objects? Let's bring open the old Google. On specific actors, Unreal 5. Just the individual actors' post-process settings, not global settings. Okay, what about this Reddit thread? That's kind of neat. Someone was making like a guy playing the bass guitar. Oh, we shot our mixed reality music video, I see. AI overview seems to think you can adjust it in the actor's post-process settings. I guess the actor itself will have post-process settings. Yeah, because I don't think there's any situation where the ball itself, if it's always centered, I don't think it's going to need a motion blur. Just on everything else around it if I'm moving. Yeah, this feels like something that would be better suited to tackle after I get some type of fun loop here, but it's just if I have to look at it the entire time, I would rather turn off the motion blur while I'm doing it. Let's see. Maybe Gemini will have the answers. Wonder if it has to be edited into the post process itself. I bet I'd have to write some type of blueprint specifically on the post process volume. Oh, actually, it says I can change, well, according to Gemini right now, I can change the render setting on its mesh component. I guess that's a route that I can go here. Bitrate too high. That's the weird thing about streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Twitch thinks my 6,000 bitrate is too high, but then YouTube thinks that the 6,000 kilobits bitrate is too low. I know I can do it differently between the two, but that's funny to me that they are so different. But it's fine. It always turns out fine in the end when I watch it back. I never have any instability issues, even though it says that it's unstable. Okay, so Gemini thinks that you can disable motion blur for a specific actor by changing a rendering setting on its mesh component. Just on the mesh component itself? So like the sphere? Rendering. I don't imagine there's just like a motion blur setting, right? No, that would be too easy. Um, I would imagine this would have to be a blueprint I specifically would need to write on the post process item and then reference this actor to exclude it. Override. Hmm. Yeah. That's not a thing. Gemini's hallucinating really hard. For some reason, Gemini thinks like there's just a straight up checkbox for motion blur under this the sphere component, which is not the case. Although there are some other options here. Nothing for motion blurring, but let's go to some forums. In the actor, you can find the motion blur scale from July 2014. Yeah, there's nothing here. Oh, that's from UE3 documentation. There wasn't the option I needed was in the UE3 version, but it's not in 5. You can use a post-process component. That not sure if that disables motion blur. No. Hey, all, the request has been determined by the developers as something that cannot be integrated as a feature at this time. The reason for this is, as explained by the developers, is that motion blur is based on the per pixel stored velocity, and temporal AA needs the same information. If we wanted to have no motion blur on some objects, we cannot just store some technical explanation. That sucks. Wait, what? Okay, someone's got to work around. Came across this thread years later. I found a solution that works for me, so I figured I'd share it. Working as a 4.26, add a post-process component as a child component of the static mesh component you want to remove the blur from. And then the post-process detail set rendering features motion blur amount to 0. Okay. Post-process. Okay. Motion blur amount 0. That's all I had to do, really? Oh wait, no, that turned off motion blur for the entire game. Which I guess is fine, but like I would like some type of motion blur just to show how fast you're moving. Maybe I could put like streak lines or something. Maybe it doesn't actually have to be a blur. Yeah, whatever. We'll just turn off motion blur for right now. It's not a problem. Also, what are all these black lines all over the place? I'm focusing on the wrong things. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work because that just disabled that. It just overrides the it just overrides the motion blur on the entire level. So that means I could just come here and then hit motion blur amount 0. And it's the same thing. Whatever. That's fine. I'll just do it like that. I'll figure something else out. All right, now for this arrow. Can I shorten the length of this arrow? Maybe like a blue would be nice. Yeah, okay. Treat it as a sprite. Oh, I see. Whether to use in air? No. I don't want that affected by any other scaling other than what I'm doing right here. Okay. Yeah, what a bummer. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, I'm seeing more comments. I'm trying this, but it's infecting the entire world, not just the mesh. In the material of your widget component, set the translucency pass in the details panel of the material to after motion blur. This will solve the issue. Because this was about like a 3D widget someone was trying to put in front of their face. Set the translucency pass. There's no translucency pass. All right, whatever. That's fine. Not a big deal. I've solved my issue for now that I don't want to look at the motion blur the entire time. Okay. But the arrow, I just want something like a little invisible shape, I guess. Maybe a cube, maybe another ball. Do a cube. Yeah, it's inside. That's fine. And then the arrow will be a child of the cube, and then the cube is going to rotate. So I need some way to, let's first, I first just want to be able to reposition the arrow and only make it appear with an input. Let's try that. Let's start with just making the arrow appear with an input. So it'll be invisible. It'll start out invisible. Okay. I don't know, because I'm already aiming with the mouse. What is happening? What? What is going on? Why are we all the way over here now? What the heck? That is it the cube? Oh, is it because the cube has collision on it? Generate overlap events. No. Collision. No collision. Okay. Yeah, that was it. Oh, you can see the cube. The cube should be invisible, actually. The cube should be invisible. Invisible. All right, so yeah, let's just start with making the make a function for charging a dash, charge dash, but we're just going to start with it being invisible, or making it visible just on a click. It's got to have an input too, doesn't it? Oh no. Okay, so let's reference the arrow. Set visibility. New visibility. What? What? Okay. Well, I assume that's what that does. All right. So we'll go. Yeah, we need the enhanced input action. Input action. Oh, there's no mouse click action. Okay. So mapping. Oh, I need them. Yeah, I need to add the actual action there. Okay. Input action. Like it should be labeled the charge dash. I shouldn't have to label it something else like input. Oh, it should be charge dash, yeah. So I'm thinking like there's going to be a lot of times in the game where I need to hit left click, but then I can come in, I can specifically assign this now. Charge dash. Left mouse button. And I don't know, trigger, gamepad. Probably a trigger, right? Right trigger. Yeah, right trigger. Okay. Good on those. Charge dash. Then I need this to come into this function here. Oh, phrasing. I need this to link into this function. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's all I needed. And it should set visibility, I believe, right? Yep. Cool. Visibility has been set. Now I just need to edit that function. Oh, but I want it to fire when it's released, you know? So if it's not going to fire when released, I guess I got to do it on a second click. No, it should definitely fire when released. Like it should be an is held. Oh, I think I can do that through here. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think there's like an is held. Huh. Okay. Gemini, are you going to hallucinate on me again? Yeah, I want it to fire one function when it's held down and then a separate one when it's released. Can't remember how to do that. You can do this directly from the enhanced input action in your node. The node has several execution pins for this purpose. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so started. Oh. Well, yeah, charge. We could still do charge dash. Maybe like fire dash or release dash. Where the heck? So many tabs. Go release dash. Let's make a separate category for dashes. Dashing. Dashing. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's a camera category too. Camera. Aim, dashing. We'll charge dash, release dash. Sweet. So right now I just want to set visibility to not visible. I guess that's what that. I wish it was visible or not visible because that's not the verbiage that's used over here. Okay, so that should work. I think completed. Release dash. Okay. Hey, look at that. We're getting somewhere here. Now I just need that to move around. Oh, but I should disable the camera rotation. So that it can be aimed. Yeah, I think while that's going, I need to disable the camera rotation as well. Okay, And how was I setting the camera rotation again? Look. Yeah, this just needs to be disabled. Gemini. You know what? I should minimize this, and it's not like anyone's sending a chat at this very moment, but I shouldn't have the window covering the entire OBS window. I should at least have the chat window viewable. So I'm going to bring Gemini down here because I got like a whole vertical monitor set up right here. OBS is like the top 1/3, and then down here on the bottom 1/3 is like the music player and the little SteelSeries mixer, and Chrome, which is probably where I should keep that. Is it the best idea to freeze the camera rotation while it's charging? I don't know. It might not feel that good to play, but I guess that's the whole point of testing it out like this, right? We're going to figure out what works. If that don't work, figure something else out. But I would think if you're like mid-air, like charging a dash with an arrow in a specific direction, you would want the camera to be frozen in a sense so that you can move it around and actually charge the dash. Oh. Good idea, Gemini. Suggested putting a Boolean here where only if the Boolean is true is it going to go into the aim. Oh, does that mean it's always checking? That expense? I'll worry about performance later, where this is still just such a basic little project. I would like for this project to turn into some actual game. I would like to finish and complete this, even if it's kind of a mediocre little basic game, but I would like this to be playable in some sense at the end. And I wouldn't want that if it's gonna not run well. But performance should be something that I really focus on at the very end. That shouldn't be a focus of mine right now. Okay. Convert to branch. So I guess it doesn't matter, right, with these. I think it's still fine if it's doing this. Charging dash, no, if it's false. It should be like that. Let's move these down here. Okay. That's still fine, right? Like I can still look around. Sweet. Move these over a little bit. There we go. All right, and ooh. And we'll just set. It's charging dash. Set. It's not charging dash. Complete. No. That didn't work. Maybe it's got to be the other way. Let's do a print string. Why does no worky? I really need to comment some of this stuff. This is already starting to get a little unorganized. Let's take a break. A little brain breather from that problem. And comment. Set camera angle to avoid camera spawning at floor level. Okay. Probably bring these in a little bit. They don't need to be super. Yeah. Honestly, I can do this. Like we don't. What do we need all that room for? I guess it's fine. Oh, there we go. Working on this one, right? Oh my gosh. Whatever. Look. Mouse aim slash checking for charging. I know why it's not working, because this isn't the mouse look. This is just the general look. I think it's for controller. I'm just going to set it like that. I think I can just do this. Might be quicker. And do that. And that. And that. Would you look at that? Commenting my work led me to find what the actual issue was. Crazy. I'll just copy this. Mouse aim / checking or dash charging. That in. We could probably bring this down a little bit. Oh yeah, this one is necessary. Let's bring that up there. Bring that up here. We give that a little breathing room. Whoa. Set actor location to match sphere location. Oh, wait a minute. No, the cube will always be inside the sphere. Because of this right here. If this wasn't happening, the cube would get left behind along with the camera and everything else. Put that up here. This is kind of a mess. That's probably the best that's going to get. I think I could like tidy it up by like moving everything closer over here, but aside from that, this is probably the best it's going to get here. Let's just call it a basic dash. Okay, we're commented. Compile. Now I think it should. Yep. Sweet. Yep, the camera freezes now when it's got the arrow. Okay, now I just need the arrow to I need to be able to move it around. That's going to be the harder part, is getting the arrow to move. Or getting the sphere to rotate based off the mouse input. I'm wondering if I should make a separate input action for moving the arrow around, or if I should just use the mouse look. You know, like, is there really any point making a separate one? Okay, so let's just drag this out. Give us some room here. We're just gonna make another branch off of this. Let's rename this arrow pivot. Arrow pivot. Split the action value from a relative rotation node. Add relative rotation. Okay. Make rotator. Okay. Maybe adding this little comment thing already was a mistake. Let's try this. Compile. That's doing something, but that is not. Ooh. 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 That's not even close. I almost wonder if it should just rotate like around like the horizontal section of the ball like that. Yeah, maybe left and right will go around the horizontal part, up and down. Like a reset rotation. Reset relative transform. That. Whoa. That's a big old arrow. Set relative rotation. Back to where it was. Man, this is not anywhere close to what I'm thinking. Maybe that's gonna be plugged into Z instead. Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. Oh, hey, look at that. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe plug X into Z, Y into Y. Hey, that's oh, that's looking more like what I wanted. Although it should probably invert Y. It's not like an invert, right? No. Pulling it. I mean, that would make sense for like flight controls, you know, but like going down on the mouse is making it go up, whereas going forward on the mouse is making it go down, which again is like you're pulling it back and pushing it forward, which some people find intuitive, but Oh shoot. Amber alert. That ain't good. Hmm. Is this a redundant mechanic? Maybe this is a redundant mechanic. Maybe I could just stick with just the jump dash, you know? Like, do I really need to have this arrow? Just look where you're going. And you'll dash that way. Like, I already have the jump dash. Hmm. This might be a redundant mechanic. That's more of like a preference question now. Bummer. So I would have to add extra UI that doesn't look like that. Like a 3D UI around it. Kind of half tempted to just get rid of this. I don't know if I really like the arrow dash anymore. I kind of prefer just this. Like this is already intuitive enough, in my opinion. Just you dash in the direction you're looking. Yeah, this was a fun idea. It's a fun little experiment, but I don't think this is how I want it to work, because and also when the camera pauses, then you got to like have it like kind of fish out where the arrow is. When you can just look in a direction and hit space or whatever button. Seems to make it simpler. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, I don't. Yeah, okay. Fun idea, but I don't think it's worth it to have this arrow dash in it as well. I don't think it fits for what I'm trying to do. Okay. Well, that was a fun experiment, but I think we are going to get rid of that. I might just keep the nodes like commented off somewhere else, you know. I never even plugged that in. I'm realizing now on a controller, this would be hard. This would be pretty difficult to like, you know, and like whip around where you need to go quickly. If you have like the charge dash that like maybe would freeze your momentum a little bit. That'd be nice. I guess I'm operating under the assumption that everyone's going to be able to like whip their camera around this fast, you know? I don't know. What do you think? If anyone's got an opinion on that, I would certainly appreciate hearing it. Because I really don't know. Ooh, is there like there's like a time dilation setting, isn't there? Maybe like slow down time. Let's charge. I don't know. I feel like there's arguments for and against it. Or there could be an argument for and against it, you know. On one hand, it's nice being able to dash in the direction of the camera, but on the other hand, the ball is sometimes going too fast for you to actually be able to do that. Maybe I should just have the time dilation. Maybe the dash should be separate from the jump. Because right now I have it set to where like you have to jump first and then it dashes. Maybe the dash should just be entirely separate from the jump. And you can still use the camera to look around to where you want to dash, but you have the option to like freeze it. Maybe the time dilation could just be separate from all of it as well. Huh. I don't know. I really don't know. So many possibilities. I don't think I like the arrow. Because it feels unintuitive to keep like the arrow direction separate from the camera looking. And having the camera look freeze on you when you're trying to adjust the arrow doesn't feel natural to me. I think that's my problem. Might get rid of the arrow, or at least disconnect it for now. I think I want to try some type of time dilation, and I want to separate the dash from the jump. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't really need that at the moment. I don't think I need to hold on to that. Like I can just set visibility again if I really want to go back to that. We'll keep the charge and release. We'll keep the charge and release dash functions. I'm going to repurpose them. We'll go set time dilation. Set global time dilation. Yep. To 0.85. Set global time dilation to 1. Okay, what does that do? Okay, that's pretty cool. that little slow-mo. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking the slow-mo. Right, so we're not going to freeze the camera rotation. Just gonna bring this back down here. Keep that off to the side for now. right, so I'm gonna need to separate out the dash functionality from here. I don't know. Yeah, we'll test it out. But now I'm a little uncertain if it should only be when it's slow mode. Set on like 1500. What that feels like. I want to be able to come back to this if I don't like this. Trying to brainstorm the best way to do this. I guess I would just disconnect this. Disconnect that too. Gotta make another one. Bring that like down here. And into here. I think that should work. Oh, yeah. Oh, That's kind of cool. That's pretty neat. Slow dash or a like kind of a fast dash. I almost wonder if there should be some type of like meter that shows up that like kind of goes back and forth between like a light dash and a heavy dash. Like it's like the velocity, you know. I want to maybe there should be a way to like change the velocity. That's pretty cool though. I like that. It does take a lot of what would be like the skill of it out, you know, if you can just kind of freeze or slow down time to fix any mistakes. But I mean, the coolness of like having the slow mo is it might supersede that. This is pretty fun. I can't get over the slow mo. It's so cool. Cha, cha, bam, bam. Oh, oh, you're gonna need. I mean, do you? I was gonna say you're gonna need some type of limit on that velocity, but do you really? There needs to be some type of limit on that. I think just spamming it is going to get a little too out of control. Like a cooldown on the dash. Maybe a timer. Oh, I think the timer has to be its own component, doesn't it? No? How would you do that? I just want to set a timer before you can do it again, maybe like a quarter second. See, I don't want to set it by function name. I just want a timer where, like, you know, time happens and then I can unset the or reset the can dash. Because then I'd be able to disconnect that. Like, do I need? Seems set timer by event is a better option here. I was thinking like 0.25 and maybe honestly just disconnect this, bring that down here. There we go. It should start out as being able to dash, so charging her. Can dash should start out, yeah, as being able to dash. Oh, that's not working. Make an event? Why do I need an event? I just want a timer. That doesn't make any sense to me why I would need an event to go with that. Like, I really don't get it. I don't understand what the point of having an event be with the like, just give me a timer. Timer. Okay. I feel like that'd be too easy. That'd be way too. That just makes too much sense for that to happen. Unfortunately. Does it have to be like this? Let's do 1 full second. I just don't understand why I need an event. Yeah, this is not working. Set a timer to execute delegate. Setting an existing timer will reset that timer with updated parameters. Oh, because this is not checking if it can dash at all before it actually does this. That's why. That's why. Oh, it needs to check for it both times, actually. Okay, so let's set the timer to like 0.25. That's still a bit too crazy. 0.5. Okay. Yeah, that works. We're good. I would like a simple way to tell. Um, I would like a simple way to tell when it's reset. Is that tick node? And I'll just make another one. Oh, it can only have one. Okay. Well, this is I can't print the string for that. Maybe I can convert this to a float. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, what did I do? I did something bad. Unreal's not happy that I did that. Oh, I mean, it's connected. Look at that. Hmm. Let's just put that back. We'll just come off of this. We'll just do a print string and then and dash. Dash cooldown reset. Yeah, that solves the problem of like spamming it. I would like some form of diegetic way to show that it's off a cooldown, like maybe just changing the ball color slightly until it's off cooldown. Also, the music stopped. Get that going again. Yeah, see you later. And that's nice because you can't just like spam your way out of a bad toss like that. Okay. I think this works. I'm happy with these controls. Yeah, happy with these controls. Oh, wow. So next, I don't know, some type of obstacles, platforms, or something. Let's just toy around with it. Nothing that would be like finalized, but let's just toy around with throwing some shapes in here and see what that, what that's like. Where these ramps come from? Like, I don't see a ramp shape in here. Like, is that too difficult to get up onto? Oh yeah, it is. Oh. Yeah, that's like impossible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. Maybe you need a higher jump. Jump's not very high. You know? I Okay. Yeah, no, it is. It is starting out. It needs to be. Yeah, the jump's not that high. Close that and that. I do like the height of that jump. Oh. Oh yeah, this could be something that's enraging. Kind of like a rage game. It's interesting. I wonder if the dash should reset your velocity. And maybe if I do like one of these. Set it to 0. It does feel a lot easier to control. If you just look down and spam a click, though, you pretty much stop dead in your tracks. I don't know if that's what I want, though. You know, it does remove a lot of the challenge. Maybe like half your velocity. Get current velocity. Get physics linear velocity. Yeah, maybe something like this. So we'll get the current. And divide. Just divide by 2. Maybe not the Z. Or I don't know. We'll try it like this. Divide by 2. Go like this. What? This blueprint is not a primitive component, therefore target must have a connection. It does have a connection. Oh, silly goose. Well, dividing by 1 is just gonna, it's just gonna be exactly the same, right? As if there's nothing being affected. I think I assume that's what it's dividing. Like it's dividing each of these by that. Oh, I'm the silly goose. I'm the silly goose. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's not gonna completely stop you dead in your tracks, but it takes half of your velocity away. Okay. Kind of like that. It's pretty good. Satisfied with how that works? I still can't get over the slow mo. The slow mo is pretty cool. I'm a fan. Yeah, I think the slow mo really adds a lot to this. You're charging up that dash. Although I would like a way to like adjust the velocity of it at some point. That'll be nice. Yeah, I think that was a productive little session here. It's fun. I think I am gonna call it for tonight though. Pick this up again next time. If not at some point this week or weekend, for sure, next Tuesday. Same time, same bat time, same bat place. Pacific time, 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. Thanks for stopping by, or anyone from the future. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Have a good night.